They're making movies about snacks now. All right. Welcome, guys, gals, and other pals, to another review from the final credits. This time, we're taking on Flaming Hot. Guys, what do you think? I'm a little speechless with this one. What do you guys feel?
The spice got your throat. That's why you have nothing to say.
Pretty much, yeah.
It was a good burn.
I was just going to say that.
It was a really good burn. A bad burn or a good burn?
Look, I don't know how much of the story is actually true.
Well, he let us know when he exaggerated parts of the story, to be fair.
They what?
He did let us know when he was exaggerating parts of the story, to be fair.
Yeah, were they really, though?
For what we know.
The book that the movie drew inspiration from, exaggerates the true. A boy, a burrito, and a cookie from janitor to executive. They question it, but even in the story, to Johnny 64's point, it's exaggerated. He plays up they play up the comedy as far as those parts go.
Yeah, I mean, it's your classic story of guy starts, from
the underdog
very
story.
bottom. It's the ultimate underdog story. Guy starts
Rags
from the bottom,
to riches, underdog story. We've all seen Rocky before.
Yeah, it is a true story. He started off as a janitor, and he somehow got into contact with the CEO of Frito Lay and gave him his idea of what Flamin Hot Cheetos could be like, and then everything was great. And he was rich, and everyone loved him. In the end, it was I think the story itself was kind of simple, but it was the substance of how he got from one step to the next that was made it entertaining.
It wasn't just the head of Frito Lay; it was the head of Pepsi Cola, which owns them. I question how a janitor would get access to, in the middle of a work shift, to call the CEO of the whole company. That was definitely Hollywoodized for that particular part to engineer to create.
I have an answer. I have an answer to that.
Oh,
Grimm's not going to like it, but it's because this movie took place in the 80s. Very different time where you could just kind of find a way to call up a CEO of a big conglomerate and give him an idea and have him listen to you. But
I hate that you're right, because you are very much right in that sense. That was essentially a time where you could call anyone at any given point and just say, hey, I've got an idea. And at that point, there was no protocol. There was nothing. Just like, all right, fine. Let's see what your idea is. Whatever. Jot it down, throw it in a garbage pail, and see what happens. And then at the end of the day, let me see what that idea was. This could actually work.
But based on what we got, the TV movie on Hulu / Disney Plus, it was a very wholesome story. With comedy thrown into the mix. It didn't shy away from the darker subject, coming up poor, life on the streets, discrimination and racism against Mexicans and Latinos, especially back in the 70s and the 80s coming up. So it was a true underdog story in that regard. He couldn't get a job. He was a janitor, but he felt like he was ambitious, that he was worth more, but no, stay in your lane. This is what you do. This is what we hire you. You can't go interview for the machine operated job that he wants, so on and so forth.
Yeah, it's like we said, it's a typical underdog story. It's supposed to be stay in your lane, stay in your place, and there's no way you could possibly, climb up the ladder from here. And then of course he defies all odds, and I'm
going to tell you this much.
He's going to roll. Yep.
I'm going to say this much. This is the first and this is the only movie I've ever seen that Eva Longoria has directed.
I think that was supposed to be a thing too. That's this is something she did. This is her project. So you could tell.
I didn't know she was directing now.
It's hard. She was essentially the biggest name attached to this movie, right?
I think so. Yeah, I mean well, actually, I think that there was that comedian who played the Pepsi Cola CEO, Talub or Shalhoub, I forget his name. He was
The
a guy
fact
who
that
was,
you can't remember his name kind of proves
Yeah.
my point, Johnny.
I just remember him as being like one of the weird aliens from Men in Black.
Oh, Tony
I
Shalhoub.
almost Tony Shalhoub. I
Okay.
almost thought he was Casey Kasem at one point, but I was like,
No,
wait,
Casey's
he
dead.
died years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he looked and sounded just so much like him in that CEO character. Like I just like, wait a minute, yeah, he died, right? But he was good. But yeah, the rest of the cast I didn't really recognize.
And this is actually Eva Longoria's feature-length director debut. So
Yeah, it was her first movie. She's known for directing TV shows, rather random episodes and stuff. So
Yeah.
not bad. I don't think she did a horrible job. I think she paced the storyline very well. The shots were pretty good. To be honest with you, through the whole movie though, I didn't find anything boring. Like it just kept going, and it was like the little engine that could. Like you knew where the story was ending up, but
there wasn't an answer for that too.
There wasn't anything boring. There was nothing slow. It was just one pace, and it was just like go.
And
Johnny, am I gonna not like this answer too?
No, you're actually gonna love it because the whole movie basically was a Michael Pena like told story.
Oh yes,
told from Ant-Man. It was like an Ant-Man story from I forget his character's name in Ant-Man, but Michael Pena, the way he tells like his like then this guy said and then that guy said and then like this, and it was just like that, like minus the bongos in the beginning of the whole thing. But
the actor's name,
for
clarity, actor's name is Jesse Garcia, who is in the lead role as Richard Montañez. If I'm saying his last name right or wrong,
he was good.
Likely.
I thought he did a good job too. I mean, everybody acted fine. Like there was nobody like I felt like it was acting like overacting or like I wasn't believing their character or anything like that. Everybody did like a good job with it. I think another strength too, like with Eva Longoria, she definitely leaned hard into like the Latino culture, like especially of that time, like in 70s, 80s, and 90s. And I feel like that like there was like an authenticity to those scenes, like him growing up and him like being like young, working for the first time, and how things were in the streets back then. I felt like I kind of like it gave you a good glimpse into like what life was like for like families like in that culture, like if people who were more like impoverished, they were struggling more with the things that they had to do. Like there was a scene where the mom was like at the both of them, the main the husband and wife were at the this office trying to get like food stamps, something like that. They were struggling to even do that, and the staff member was like, "Oh, you're trying to just like get this." She used the word that they didn't like, and they were like, that we're not. It's not like that. We're doing all this stuff. We're still struggling. So like like scenes like that, like I felt like were really good like windows into like what life was like, not just back then, but also now, like with with families that have to go through that type of struggle. So like you saw a good glimpse into like everything that was stacked against this guy going into like where he was trying to go to, and so I think she did a really good job with that. Eva Longoria, definitely a strength in the movie. So
yeah, overall, I think it's a good watch. I think it's more of a family movie as opposed to like because it is no. Okay, let me rephrase. Not Fast and Furious family.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting
actual genuine family movie.
Right. I'm talking about a wholesome family movie where you can watch with your kids and laugh and giggle and whatever. I think it was good. I don't think it was bad. And I enjoyed it for what it was. It was great.
One person I thought was also very good, Annie Gonzalez, Judy, we're playing Richard's wife. I thought she's shining all her scenes, and she was his partner pushing him to get this product out there and to be better. So I thought she was amazing in her role.
Yeah, well, you needed that. You need that wife to push you to do things, or else if you don't have that, then
or any
that's true.
Nobody's challenging you. You're not going to do anything.
That's true, but in previous like movies, you have had like that kind of a character in a movie, but they just go so over the top or so underwhelming.
No, this was just right,
and this was just right. This is just right. Then there you go. Guys,
Good burn.
that's how we feel about this movie. Let us know what you guys think down in the doobly-doo. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Let us know what's going on. Until then, roll credits. We're out.
Roll credits. We're out.